This is very much an administration that doesn't like to rule anything in or out. They like to keep everybody on their toes. Donald Trump changes his mind, changes his tune, and that's probably very deliberate, again, to keep everybody guessing. You know, there are obviously some hawks in the administration who are saying perhaps we could have a go at Greenland through military force. There are others who are saying let's be much more pragmatic and realistic here. And this is about perhaps acquiring Greenland, buying it in a way as if it's for sale. But it's certainly an appreciation. It's a much more complicated question in a way than Venezuela. It's different to going in and grabbing a dictator from a country. This is, you know, Greenland is a democracy. It has elections, has elected government, and most people who are polled in Greenland do not want to be governed by the US. In fact, if anything, the question would be eventually potentially towards independence. So would the US strategy be more about fostering the independence movement, and as part of that, negotiating arrangements around access to natural resources, greater US military presence in Greenland? I mean, obviously, Donald Trump is quite fixated on Greenland. He talks about it a lot. He thinks about it a lot. And we do have to take him seriously. He has said and done things that people didn't think he would say or do. That's why people are so concerned, you know, in Europe, obviously, as well. So it does have to be taken seriously. But there's no sign of military preparations going on here, at least for now. And as Marco Rubio was saying, there are all sorts of options on the table here.
So what's been the European response, apart from outrage and saying, you know, you've got to respect our territory?
Well, there was that joint statement expressing outrage and saying you've got to respect Greenland's territory, and that was from the leaders of the UK, Germany, France, and so on. And obviously, there is a high level of concern that Donald Trump could yet do something, but it's also bundled up in the concerns more broadly around the future of NATO, because Donald Trump has been quite critical of NATO in the past. He used to really criticise European nations for not doing enough around their defence. So NATO's been a bit wobbly on and off, and obviously doing something on Greenland would rupture potentially NATO completely. And then you've got that security alliance that's held Europe together for decades collapsing to the advantage potentially of Russia. So there are big things here that, you know, Europe is obviously concerned about. What can they do about it? Well, they can certainly warn about it, but does it start to bleed into other areas of the relationship? I mean, we're still trying to get a peace deal from Russia's invasion of Ukraine, but there are broader issues around economics, trade, investment, and so on. Does the trade relationship get pulled into this also, where there's real money at stake, and perhaps Europe, you know, can take a stronger stance against the US when it comes to trade? So there are some levers to pull. The question is Europe willing to pull them? But probably for now, they're just hoping that this rhetoric will die down again when it comes to Greenland, and they can leave it be, well, at least for now.